All right. Well, it's 22:30 on a Monday. And what else would we expect to be doing except for having a surprise McMurray Takes Over the Wardrobe channel to do a little unboxing? All right. So let's see who we got here on the show. We also got Jeff from Hex to Hex and McMurray from McMurray. But he's going to take over the channel. McMurray doesn't have a channel because he doesn't need one. He is a channel in and of himself. So we let him take over our channels occasionally. So everybody, he's got Rock of the Marne, SCS. I'm just going to let him take over and let us know what's going on. It's all yours. You're ready to go there. McMurray, Rock of the Marne.
Yeah. So the kind gentleman over at Hex to Hex sent Rock of the Marne my way because he's got a surplus of war games apparently. It is SCS, which is the series that I enjoy playing. My camera is currently sitting on a camera stand created of SCS games. So it's just it's a great big SCS party over here. I haven't read the back of this box or anything. I haven't really played too many. I think there's only one or two or three maybe SCS games that are actually based in World War I, one being Drive on Paris, one being this. I think there was one for Operation Michael. I'm not sure. Yes. Okay, there was. Haven't played that one. I do have Drive on Paris. That's punched. That's clipped. I meant to play that in August as it happened. I missed that. I might still wind up playing that real quick here, but I had some other stuff on the table. Played Wilson's Creek, got Ash and Car on the table. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get into this. It's a 1.5-inch box, so it should be able to hold one of the big, deep GMT trays with no issue. So that's pretty awesome. It doesn't have a breakdown of. Oh yeah, it does. One map, 280 counters, your standard SCS rulebook, game rulebook. Let's see. Turn is half a day or a full day. Each hex is 1.25 miles. Units range from regiment to division, while machine gun and tank units are smaller. Air units are 50 planes.
Oh, wow. Hey, we got a comment. We got our first commenter and viewer here.
What?
Wise guy.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. An unboxing from the USA at 1:30 p.m. Aussie time. Nice. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, man. We got a new Australian.
That's right. Hey, Jeff has got some vacation this week, so you put as many videos as you can, Nathan. He needs all the good new videos during the middle of the day over here. So, all right, get back to it, McMurray.
Here we go. We're opening it up. It's a medium complexity, medium to high solitaire suitability, which is good because, as always, I'm playing with myself. All right. Getting the plastic off of here. God, why are you giggling? I solo war game hex and counter stuff. Come on. What's wrong with you? All right. There goes. Some very, very high quality cellophane type plastic. Can't complain at all about that. Easy to get off of there. It'll fall. It'll fall. Give it a sec. There it goes. Okay. Oh, sweet. As always, perfect SCS dice. Perfect. Cool. Little inventory sheet and all that stuff. We'll stick that over there. We'll set this aside. That's the game specific rules. So these aren't the SCS rules. These are the rules for Rock of the Marne, which are pretty cool. How they do that. We'll get back to that in just a second here. The map. Again, we'll look at that in just a second here. SCS version 1.7 rules are on 1.8 right now. That's fine. That just means this is going to sit in the bottom of the box. It's going to help that GMT tray that will inevitably be in here, or whatever tray's in here, stay closed. Cool. So we got German units, French units. I would assume, yeah, there's British and American units. That's pretty awesome. There's not a whole lot of, you know what I'm not seeing here, guys? I'm not seeing a single DG marker.
Really?
Not a single one. And there's only 5 supply markers. Huh.
What's on the back of the counters?
Supply, turn. It
Wow.
looks like we've got some bridging or something markers down here that are obviously busted up on the backside, but there's not a single DG marker in here. Huh. That's weird.
I don't remember if there were any. I can't remember.
That's
Is that all the
cool.
counters?
Yeah, just one sheet, 280 counters. Or at least
That-
it better be all the counters, unless you took some out of here, Jeff. We gonna fight?
That was-
No, it was in the wrap. So no, there are a surprising number of exploit capable units in here, which is kind of cool. You got a bunch of German Sturmtruppen, some MG units that are. There is one German tank unit right here that is exploit capable. That's pretty funny. That's kind of cool. We've got some British tank units here, or well, those might be French. They very well might be French, but either way, looks like we've got French, British. There's an Italian flag, American flag. I don't know what these really dark guys are. We'll check that out in the game specific rules in just a minute here. So one of the nice things about these SCS maps, this is a nice one. It's got the slightly larger hexes on it, I think, or at least they don't look quite as cluttered as some of the other ones. It's a slightly older game, so the map isn't quite as busy, I guess you could say. But no, it's got all the good stuff you'd expect out of a map. If it would unfold, that would be super cool. You're not going to be able to see the whole thing, but that's okay. It's a really good looking map. I kind of like maps when they're a little, not cartoony, but they're kind of done like this, where it's a whole lot easier to see stuff. You know, you're not trying to make distinctions between things and going, I don't know. But no, there's some good.
Question.
Yeah.
What's the red kind of squiggly, sneaky line there?
These?
It may not be red. No, down the double, that one, right? Those double lines there. Yeah.
These? Those appear to be trench lines.
Oh, okay.
I could look it up on the handy dandy. So those
They
are
are
German
entrenchments.
and Allied trench lines. Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. So there's some stuff you got. I mean, people are probably familiar with. You got the Bois de Belleau over here, which I would assume is Belleau Wood. You got Chateau Thierry, Cesson, Reims, a bunch of other French names that I don't really feel like butchering. But you know what? Rock the Marne was a U.S. division. So, Froggies, you can just kind of go along with my pronunciation. Got a turn tracker up at the top. That's always super nice, as well as
How many turns? How many turns?
looks like 15 for the campaign game. We'll check
Wow.
that in just a second.
And what is that daily, or what's the time period?
Again, sometimes day, sometimes AM and PM.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah, I like it when they change the time period on it.
Yeah, Heights of Courage did that too. That was kind of cool.
Okay. What are the two boxes under the time?
Those are flown and ready air units. That's really nice. You don't. I betting that means that I don't have to worry about keeping track of which air units I have and haven't used. I can stick them in there and just play. That's awesome. The little numbers here that you can see are victory points for German or Allied. That's awesome that they're printed on the map. That's super convenient. That's fantastic. Damn, I'm getting excited to play this already. And they are also colored. So you've got the black numbers are German victory points. The red numbers are Allied victory points. That is fantastically convenient. That is a huge, so you can see German victory points. That is fantastically convenient. The terrain key is on here. It's not, a lot of the SCS games have the terrain effects on the map. That's fine. Something tells me this is going to be a rather big, there's a lot of space. And this is important because you've got the Germans attacking the Allies first, and then the Allies counterattacking, but the idea is to exploit and get through things. So I'd imagine even with just one sheet of counters, that map is going to get used up pretty well. Cool things to pay attention to, just random things for anybody looking at SCS and thinking, I don't know if I actually want to play this. The cool thing about SCS is you've got the main rules, which are right here, Series Rules 1.8. Again, I have a tower of SCS games. This copy of the main rules just sits on the table out here. And then you've got the rules specific to the campaign or to this game, which is kind of nice. Again, some stuff you're going to be asking about, if you're playing and you're looking at this. Stacking limit is 4 points per hex. Okay. And it's enforce the end of movement, combat, and exploitation. Oh, wow. Okay. And at the moment of an overrun. That's pretty, that's going to be interesting. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Each unit has a stacking point value according to its size, stacking points. Oh, okay. So it's points, not just steps. So a division is 3 stacking points. An American infantry brigade is 1.5 stacking points. All other combat units or HQs are 1 stacking point. So that's actually kind of cool. That's a cool way. I would imagine that's to simulate American divisions being massively larger than other divisions. But that is kind of cool knowing that you're going to be able to basically stack 1 division and then some sort of support or HQ and a hex. And if you put more than that in there, you're going to get you're over your stacking limit. That being said, and instead of being DG'd or anything, eliminate the owning player's choice of excess found at these times. Dang. Okay. The maroon. So we've got French, which were the light blue, Americans, which were the olive green, Italians, which were the blue-green, British are maroon, Polish are dark red. Okay, so that's a Polish unit. And then these are all Germans. So we got French, Americans are the green, British are these lighter red, Italian, and Polish. So that's cool. There's Polish in here. That is, I would assume, some sort of chasseur unit because it says CHAS over here. So that's kind of cool. Look at that.
So just to interrupt real quick. So yeah, I don't know half the stuff you're talking about because I don't know World War I for anything.
Yeah.
It is interesting. So, it's only 7 pages of rules for the main rules. And you can see there's, I don't know, how many pages are there of special rules here? So,
the total game rules is 16. It looks like 8 of that maybe is, I'm sorry. It looks like 5 of that is the actual game rules. And then you've got scenarios.
So 5 pages, that's a lot of special rules for an SCS game.
Yeah, it's about, I think that's
for the size of it.
Yeah, I think it's a little less than Drive on Paris.
Oh, really? Yeah, maybe they had to make a lot more for World War I to make it more. Anyway, just some interesting. What I wanted to get at was that's the cool thing about SCS is they put a lot of variants, like all that stuff he was reading about. I have no idea. So it's like learning a new game, but it's not that hard. But
but the basic framework is still there.
But it makes that whole tower. Oh, sorry, Jeff. It makes that whole tower that he's got there. It's unique. Each game's unique. So anyway, Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, that's good. And this was my first World War I experience of the SCS system, and that the special rules in this game, you're going to find a lot of focus on the stormtroopers and what their special abilities are. You've got these defensive machine gun units that are in this game that are unique, and then the headquarters with the support they can provide, especially when they're sort of in supply, out of supply thing, because at the start of each turn, you got to roll to bring those units, those headquarters that were used for artillery, to bring them back into play each turn. And a lot of times they will fail. The knock that this game gets is, believe me, this is a great game. This game was fun to play, and you have got to play this game all the way through, or you're going to miss out on the excitement that happens towards the end of the game.
Oh, is this the one that Tony played?
Yeah, and I kept telling him, keep playing, don't give up until that counteroffensive happens, because that's when it changes.
So you're saying I should just dive right in with this campaign scenario, 6.1, Second Battle of the Marne?
Now I will tell you when I played the little, I think it's a British and Italian infantry one at the one of their first scenarios, just to get a feel for it. Because I think this is one of my first SCS games that I played. Okay. And I played that. It was just a couple turns, I think, and then I jumped right to the campaign. I'm telling you, I'm not a great big World War I fan, but I had a blast with this thing.
Yeah, this British in the Ardrey Valley. It's 6 turns, and it's pretty.
Yeah,
small.
that's it. And you're gonna enjoy the air rules in this game too. They are very, very simple.
Yeah, what got me in Drive on Paris was I was hoping for something that was a little on the lighter side, and I realized that SCS, I'm sorry, Kev, is always going to be on the lighter side. But there was just a bunch of random little rules like, confiscated taxis and buses out of Paris. You were building fortifications some places. You were having to attack fort. It was one of those, okay, that's fine. That's just not what I'm going for right now. One thing that I just noticed that's cool is right here. American divisional integrity.
Yeah, there you go.
In World War I, that was a huge concern of the Americans overseas and at home, was that Americans were just going to get used to fill in French and British divisions, especially French divisions. And that was a great big hard pass. If both brigades of an American division are in the same hex, add 2 to the attack and defense strength of the resulting stack. That's cool.
I think the Brits have something similar.
They do. There's French regiment breakdown and all kinds of other stuff. I haven't read any of this, as you guys just, watched me do this. But there's a whole bunch of rules for tanks, fixing broken down tanks. That's pretty cool. It looks like planes and stuff give combat shifts, which is kind of nice. I didn't see a combat. Okay, here's the combat table. All right, it goes up to 6-1. That's kind of cool. It's always frustrating when you can only get to 5-1, and that's hard. Also, check this out. Unlike in It Never Snows, you can really start killing stuff. D4R3. There's a lot of. It doesn't take too long to get from. I don't actually see a single D1 on here. That's kind of interesting. Unless the attacker is losing forces, you don't have a D1. Huh. That's cool. Terrain effects charts, nice and simple. That's really nice. I kind of like that. But yeah, so those are bridge, like assault bridge counters. Can you guys see those? The ones I'm pointing to down here?
Yep.
That I wasn't sure about. Again, That's really wild that there aren't DG markers in here. That is something I have never encountered in an SCS game. And this is about to get pulled out and put on my table.
You will have a blast with this game. This is right up your alley.
Because that's pretty wild. There's no DG, Todd.
So wonder why that is. I don't know anything about the battle. I mean,
I'm not sure.
What was the campaign called? It was called the Campaign of Champagne or Champagne and something.
This is Ludendorff's offensive, isn't it?
Yeah, but there was a campaign, the Champagne something. Oh, come on, no.
I believe they call it the Fizzy Bubbly.
Yeah, the Fizzy Bubbly campaign.
Hexes and Soldiers says, "Ha! What a world we live in. You've gone cardboard and I've gone minis." Yeah, I'm in, brother.
Hey, man, I'll be painting minis in about an hour here. It's okay.
Yeah, I've been enjoying your videos, Hexes and Soldiers. Go check them out, everybody. Also, Wise Guy History. Got 6 viewers. Let us know who you are. You don't have to say anything. Just let us know. Just say hi.
Wow, that's cool. It's really late. I can't imagine we have too terribly many American viewers.
Hex and the Soldiers down there in Holland watching. All right. Yeah.
So we got at midnight on July 14th, 1918, the division earned lasting distinction and engaged in the Marne offensive as a member of the American Expeditionary Force to Europe. The division was protecting the French capital of Paris with a position on the banks of the Marne River. The 7th Machine Gun Battalion of the 3rd Division rushed to Chateau Thierry amidst retreating French troops and held the Germans back to the Marne River. While the surrounding units retreated, the 3rd Division, including the 4th, 4th, 30th, and 38th Infantry Regiments, remained steadfast, thus earning themselves the nickname Rock of the Marne. Oh, that's fun. The 3rd Infantry Division's commanding officer was Major General Joseph Dickman. So we got that going on. Looks like he yelled some maybe Latin, nos restaurans la, which is we shall remain here. But anyways.
Cool. Hey, we had a question. Modeling for Advantage. Thanks for joining Modeling for Advantage.
What's up, buddy?
He said, what does DG mean?
Disorganized.
Hexes and Soldiers, you win. Ding, ding, ding. You win nothing. Our great respect. So disorganized, basically what that means, it varies a little bit in the games. It means it's you attack at half or defend at half, depending on the thing. What else does it mean? Can't
attack at half, defend at half. Usually your movement can suffer sometimes.
Yeah.
If you're a DG'd artillery unit, usually your barrage is greatly reduced.
Zone of control might be gone.
Yep.
Maybe. So
sometimes. I was about to say that's one we found in It Never Snows, right?
Yep. So it's just it's a kind of like, morale or something, and you usually recover it automatically at the end of your turn. So usually what happens is you get it, at the during the opponent's turn, so you're kind of DG'd for the rest of your turn. Oftentimes, not always. There's exceptions to all the games again, which is why it's a cool series. So it's interesting that this one doesn't have it because it's like, so yeah, that's just fascinating. I just wonder why that is. That's cool. So it'll be fun. So let's see what we have.
I don't know. Especially, I was about to say maybe it's because they figure that you can't get too disorganized when you're sitting in a trench, except for this is all about exploitation and confusion and ridiculous stuff, which is kind of the whole idea.
What's the combat chart look like on it? I don't know if you can pull it up closer to the phone there. I don't know if that's going to work, but try. So, oh, that's pretty good. No.
So again, the cool thing is, unlike in It Never Snows, which we were just playing, where it was hard to kill stuff, there's a lot of killing in this.
Oh no, there's a ton.
Yeah, well, a lot of these units too. When you kill a lot of these units in this game, you're going to be bringing a lot of them back in.
Yeah, as replacements. I noticed that. I was just looking at that.
The attacker takes a loss on almost every result. It is rare.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
On 2-1, you got to hit an 11 before the attacker does not take a loss.
That's different. I mean,
yes. So even my Death Star type stuff, where I just try and stack up crazy odds,
you're still taking them, dude.
8-1 D3R1 is still 6-1 with a 9. Your attacker's still taking step losses.
That's a brutal table, man.
That is. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be cool.
So can you slide it down just a little bit down another way?
It's about as far as I can go.
No. Move the paper down so I will see the odds. So it only goes down to 1 to 3 and up to 6 to 1.
1 to 2, up to 6 to 1.
And that's a pretty small table. That's fascinating.
Yeah. Usually it's shifted over 1. You can get 1 to 3, but then it only goes up to 5 to 1.
Okay. Yeah. That'll be interesting to see you playing that.
Yeah.
I look forward to that one.
Oh, wait.
What's up?
Let's see. Modeling for advantage. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Jeff. What'd you say?
So I look forward to that. Those little bridges you showed on there, you're gonna deem their importance right away at the start of the game.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. There's all kinds of stuff about bridge bombing, and then the bridge section is huge. But so this is cool. Again, the cool thing about that American rule with the brigades being together to form their division bumping up. So you've got normal divisions that we're running around here seeing are 6-9, 7-7, 8-8. American brigades are 5-4. But then if you lump 2 of them together into their stack, which is still only 3 of those stacking points, which is how you determine as opposed to steps, then all of a sudden you're looking at a 12-8 or 12-10. So again, it's cool that they accurately portray the inflated size of American divisions, but then also the ridiculous increase in combat effectiveness, primarily due to increased morale, thanks to the Americans staying together. That's cool. That's the kind of thing I really.
What are the numbers on the? How many numbers are on the combat units? Is it a strength, defense, and a
move? Yeah, attack, defense, move, and then you've got unit numbers and stuff. But in terms of things that actually affect things, you've got that, and then there's a little teeny tiny yellow number up here that just tells you how many steps the unit has.
Hey, this is a fun game. This is an extremely fun game.
I'm looking forward to it. There's some yellow extra on some of these exploit capable units, like tank units and these MG units over here, that I'm looking forward to figuring out what that is, what that means. Because some of these German units are real fragile looking in terms of 0-1-6.
Yeah,
that's
they get a defensive. They get a defensive benefit. It's like, I don't know if it's a shift or not, but you're with the Germans. They're your stormtroopers. You're stormtrooping. You will find immediately also that's your most advantageous unit in the German.
Oh yeah, it's looking like that because you can put 4 of them together here, because they're only those detachments, so they're only 1 stacking point. This looks like a relatively simple, different twist on the SCS stuff that I'm really looking forward to playing. I'm usually there's at least 2 full panels, so at least 40 DG counters and then another 20 supply markers. There's 5 supply markers on here. That's it.
Man, maybe just because it doesn't really matter in this game. So Modeling for Advantage says possibly because everyone is disorganized in World War I fighting, command and control is essentially impossible.
Very fair. Kind of like that was the joke we had with Bastogne was nobody's out of supply because A, it's a week, and B, you could walk across the entire map if you really wanted to in about a day if you just decided, man, I'm gonna walk over there and get some food.
Let me get some hamburgers.
Not to mention the fact that interpenetration of lines at Bastogne was a huge issue, so it'd be kind of funny to see. But anyways, this looks really cool. It is an older one of the series. It's 2008, 2007.
Yeah. That's cool.
I say one of the older ones. I want to say some of these came out in like the early 90s. So
yeah. That's funny. That did come out in the 2000s. I wouldn't have guessed that.
yeah, I think the most recent one I've got is Panzer Battles. Yeah, that's 19, but then Day of Days was 18, and Heights of Courage was relatively recent on there. I think the earliest one I've got is Ardennes, which is 3.
Yeah.
Except for Stalingrad Pocket, which is 501A, but that's only because Stalingrad Pocket 1 was the first one to come out. But no, so I mean this is pretty cool, man.
Oh, how many scenarios?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Good call. I got all excited about the other stuff and didn't even think about that. I believe so. There is the full campaign game, the full second Battle of the Marne. Then this is kind of cool. They broke it down a little bit different than usual. Usually it's all just in one section, but then there's a separate section for battle scenarios, which are smaller chunks. And we've got 1, 2, 3, I think 4. Yeah, 4. And then there's the always awesome designer and player's notes back here, which you should always read if you get an SCS game. It's tempting to just flip past them, but they're pretty cool, especially after you've kind of.
We always talk about how a game will test the player. Well, I'm gonna say this right now, knowing McMurray and how he is aggressive with gameplay, this will be a case where the player's going to test the game system.
I'm excited. I really like it. That's true. I really like attacking. I really like building up those Schwerpunkts and just smashing through stuff. Man, I was going to paint miniatures later this evening. I get the feeling I'm going to be clipping a counter sheet. But that's okay. That's a good problem to have.
Amen. All right. Anything else you want to say about it?
Great intro, Mac.
No, I'm legitimately quite excited to look at this and really excited to dive into these special rules. There's a lot of cool stuff in here that it's the titles that are getting me excited. Replacements, right? Replacements. Heights of Courage had cool replacement rules. Other than that, the only I think SCS game I've really played that had much in the way of replacements was Bastogne with the little snafu companies. But that'll be really, really cool to get into. Again, you've got tanks. It's World War I, so you still have tanks. Tanks can break down. That's pretty awesome. So just reading little fun chunks of this, just any functional tank that participates in a combat phase is automatically flipped to its broken down side afterwards. Tanks that participate in an overrun do not suffer this automatic breakdown. That's kind of cool. That'll affect gameplay.
So there you go. For tanks, instead of disorganized, they're breakdown. So that's kind of a
that's cool. So let's see actually what that does to them. I would imagine that does even more than a normal DG marker would do. But let's see. So we got tank units. Let's look at these British tanks 324. That's kind of hilarious. The tank units are less mobile than some of the foot units. That's outstanding. But then when they break down, they go to 114. Oof. A couple of them stayed at 324. I wonder if that means we've got some whippets in here. But that's kind of cool. Yeah, I wonder why that is. So I wonder if these are light tank units or something like that.
Designer? No.
Oh, they are. So we got some that are 324 and some that are 634. That'd be cool to see. Oh, they're also smaller units. These are companies. These are battalions. I'm real dumb. I need to look at the little hash marks. But yeah. So that's again, that kind of stuff is cool. Let's see what the one unit of German A7Vs do. The one German tank company. I mean, the fun part is that the Germans built 20 A7Vs over the course of the war. The majority of these tanks were probably captured British Mark 4s or 5s, but let's see. That one also drops down to 114 as the tank company.
Nice to hear somebody that actually has knowledge of the units that are in the game before he even plays the game.
Right.
And that's I don't have nearly as much background knowledge on this as I would want to, but I feel like I'm not going to take too much time. I'm just going to dive right into this. One of the cool things I was noticing is it appears that there are attack supply and trace supply shifts.
You'll what I've talked about, the headquarters thingies.
Yeah, the headquarters provide combat shifts, which is cool. So as opposed to just adding things, that's what the little yellow numbers I was telling you guys about earlier are. If I look at the first page when I open the rules, I know this. Those are combat shifts. So these little MGs that look real weak, that's a column shift. That's real powerful. Okay.
How about your aircraft? What's the number on your aircraft?
2. Yeah. So that really is. That's a swarm of angry biplanes just strafing the piss out of stuff.
And they have multiple missions they can carry out.
I was seeing that because they can also bomb bridges and things like that. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, you've got larger HQ, core HQs, and some of them provide more combat shifts than others. I'm playing a game with supply. Okay, here we go. No, trace and supply and SCS isn't too bad. This should be really fun. I'm quite excited. What do we supply? Okay, yeah. So we got designation, defense, and movement on HQ units. There's also a difference between core and army HQs, which is kind of nice. Again, core HQs provide attack supply. Army HQs only provide trace supply. So I'm gonna have to figure out what the hell that means. That ought to be entertaining. But yeah, again, another outstanding looking title in the SCS series. I'm really excited. I'm going to keep babbling / reading the rules as I'm going. That's going to be the most boring YouTube content ever. But anything else?
Intro. Great unboxing. Great intro. Good job.
Yep. Nice. Maybe we'll have to see. We're going to try to see if we can get McMurray on here playing some game, even if I'm not here. So
yeah.
Try to make that happen. Maybe this would be a good one to do that with. So, hey, thanks everybody for popping on. McMurray, thanks for jumping on. Jeff, coming on. This impromptu deal. Hey, everybody, go check out those modeling for Advantage X and Soldiers and Wise Guy History. Really cool channels. Of course, go check out Jeff's channel, Hex to Hex. I'm getting ready to post one up that was GCA CW. So I'm having 2 non-World War II games in a row on videos. I'm going to get a report on non-false advertising.
I just played Wilson's Creek. Little fun guy. That was delightful.
Yeah. Oh, hey, man, maybe you could do a Mac Daddy's on. Who the heck is Mac Daddy? I've never heard of that. Mac Daddy.
No French fries, Mac Daddy. No French fries.
What?
You're welcome, man.
Wow. There is somebody actually called Mac Daddy. I thought that was Paul Beckus making fun of me.
MAKDADDI. Yeah, maybe you should come on here another time and do a little recap kind of unbagging review of Wilson's Creek.
Yeah, dude, Wilson's Creek, I feel like if I just sat down and somebody's here making fun of me so I'm not playing on my phone, we could just run through it in under an hour.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Especially once I figured it out. Things don't die in that game. It's really frustrating, but yeah.
All right, everybody. It's late on a Monday night. Some of us got to go to work and go to school, whatever.
Nathan punching Panzer's Last Stand.
Oh, yeah. BCS, baby. And I'm still playing Battle for Normandy, so we're all still going. Thanks a lot, everybody. And we'll keep rolling. As Charles Latour told me, keep rolling those dice, air out the robes, and keep having fun. See ya.